Jai Gurudev, welcome to Connect with the Divine with Paramahamsa Sri Swami Vishwananda. Paramahamsa Vishwananda is an enlightened, God-realized spiritual master. His mission on earth is simply to open the hearts of mankind. And through his Bhakti Marga organization, he helps spiritual seekers to experience and cultivate a uniquely personal relationship with God. The Sanskrit word bhakti means love and devotion, and Bhakti Marga is the path of living and loving the divine in daily life. One way to do this is through chanting the name of God. This practice is also known as japam. Chanting is a very simple yet powerful practice that has been used for thousands of years. Ancient saints and yogis have called upon this power of chanting to calm the mind and to attain higher states of consciousness. Many different spiritual traditions use chanting as a way to connect more intimately with the source of life itself. Chanting the Lord's name invokes his divine presence, and chanting with love helps you realize him within your own heart. You will notice that Paramahamsa Vishwananda is using a string of 108 prayer beads called a mala. A mala carries the vibrational energy of the divine name and helps to keep track of the repetitions. Paramahamsa Vishwananda will come online in just a few moments, and when he does, he will invite you to chant along with him for approximately 15 minutes in a short guided meditation to support Mother Earth. Once the meditation is finished, please sit quietly for a few moments to enjoy the effects of your japam. When Paramahamsa Vishwananda comes back online, he will give satsang by answering your spiritual questions and revealing timeless truths to help you rise above the challenges and fears of today's world. It is very rare to have such access to a living master. It is even more special to have the opportunity to learn directly from him. We hope you enjoy your connection with the divine.
Have you ever looked into the eyes of a spiritual master? Come and experience it for yourself. Look into the eyes of real, unconditional love and let it open your heart. Paramahamsa Sri Swami Vishwananda is a God-realized master who lives in constant union with the divine. He lives at a place in the heart of Europe. It is called the home of the Divine Mother. From here, he is now giving what is called darshan online so that everyone can benefit. Darshan means divine sight, but simple words cannot do justice to the incredible experience of seeing and being seen by him. Look into the eyes of unconditional love and let it open your heart. You can now have your own experience of this divine master from wherever you are. Feel it for yourself and let love return.
Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, 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 Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, 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 Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, 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 Namo Narayanaya, Om 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 Namo Narayanaya. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Let us do a little meditation. First, take few deep breaths. Inhale and straight away exhale. And when you exhale, release the pressure from your shoulder. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. As you are inhaling, listen to your breathing also. Exhale. Now, close your eyes. Focus on your third eye. Your mind will jump, your mind will travel, but bring it back. Focus on your third eye and see a little light in between your eyebrows. Focus on that light and go deeper into this light. Focus in the middle of it. So in the middle of the light, see your Ishtadev or any divine aspect which you feel close to. Let this light expand itself, but it purified your mind and intellect. Bring the light to your eyes, your right one, then to your left one. Let this light purify your sight. Bring the light to your nose. Let it purify your breathing. Bring the light to your mouth. Let it purify your taste. Bring the light to your ears. Let it purify your hearing. Bring the light to your arm and hand. Let it purify your touch. Bring the light to your legs and feet. Let it purify your path in life. Now bring the light to your heart. Visualize your Ishtadev or any form of the deity which you feel close to. And let this light expand outside of your body. Let this light expand everywhere. Wherever you go, whatever you do, but you do it with a consciousness that the divine light is with you. And through you, let it touch other people. Let it illuminate those which is in the darkness of ignorance. Chant with me. Asato ma Satgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Jai Gurudev, everybody. So, this week is a week of preparation, a week of gratitude actually, because on Sunday we'll be celebrating Vyasa Purnima, or mostly known as Guru Purnima. And on this day, the student, they have great reverence or gratitude to their spiritual master. So like that, we have gratitude for all the master who have helped each one in their life, starting with, firstly with our first Guru, the mother, the father, and all the teachers, but have come in your life teaching you. Sometimes you may not agree with some teacher, sometimes you may agree with some teacher, but nonetheless, they have contributed to your life and have brought you where you have to be now. So one must have that gratitude in life for each one of them. So like that, life teaches us, you see. It's a journey where we have learned, not only in this life, in many lives. Of course, those which is limited can teach you only limited things, but there is also the unlimited journey. But the Sadguru or the Jagat Guru will take you and carry you till you reach your life goal itself, which is attaining of the lotus feet of Srimad Narayana. So prepare your mind, your heart, and wherever you are in the world, know that you are never alone. The Guru is always with you. So, ask Jayagopal to ask your question.
Dear Guruji, I feel that you are so much more than the physical form I perceive. But when I follow this feeling, I worry that I am actually devaluing your physical form. Other times it is the opposite. I value your physical form and then forget that you are also beyond this. How do I get the balance right?
You see, very often, especially for people which is very close to the master, they perceived only the outside of the master. They perceive because they feel close, they feel that, okay, I'm very friendly with the master, I'm very friendly to the Guru. They trying to forget who is in front of them. So, coming to your question, to know the Guru, firstly, it is impossible. Secondly, if you are close to the Guru, take great opportunity of that, because you don't know for how long would that be, and one must take one opportunity into that life itself to be near one master. And like you said, you forget very often who is in front of you when you are near the master. But this is a mistake that very often people does, because they think that once they become close to the master, they become like friend, and then they forget that is the master that I'm following about. This is one thing that we have never to forget. Once you come close to a master, how close the master can come to you. The master is always the master itself, and you, like you said itself in your question, you don't know who the master is. So, like Krishna, Arjuna was always close to Krishna. He didn't know, he heard many stories about how great Lord Krishna was. When he was young, he was killing so many demons and so on. But he himself have never experienced it. For him, he knows Krishna as his dear friend. He knows Krishna as his cousin. Yeah? So he just consider him like that. You know? But when was that awareness awake inside of him? That Krishna is not just that person that we see outside. You know? So the same, you know, it happened when he had that cosmic vision of the Lord himself, perceiving that he is the supreme Lord, you know. So in chapter 11 he said, you know, how grand it is, this form, I can't comprehend it, please help me. You know, chapter 11 verse 31, I think he said that it is too much for me to understand this, you know. I want to understand, I want to get to know a little bit of that, but how can I, which is based upon limitation, understand the grandness of who you are truly? So the same, you see, in the life of the devotees, very often they try to understand the master. You know, it is not about understanding the master, it's about following what the master is telling you to do. You know? And also, you see, the master is not standing behind you all the time, pushing you, you have to, you have to, you have to. No, he has given the knowledge to everybody. It's up to the devotee to try to follow it, at least. You know? So, by following what the master tells you, you will see that no matter where you are, the master is always with you. There is not a single moment when one take initiation to the master that the master is not there. Of course, not all the guru have the same capacity. I don't tell you to go to your school teacher and say to your school teacher, "Oh, I have taken shelter to you now. You have to be always with me." That will never help you in that. That's why I classifiedly said, you know, it is only the Sadguru and the Jagat Guru that can really, there's many gurus that will come into your life, will teach you so many things into your life, but the Sadguru will give you that realization how to attain to the feet of the Lord, you know. So it's not being, you know, near to the master that makes you a good devotee. No, it is by following what the master tell you. That's what makes you a good devotee. Otherwise, one will fall always into delusion. People always, due to their finite understanding of things, they will always project their own limited thoughts upon the master. So when you put their limited thoughts upon the master, then the delusion that will awake inside of them will make them, in place of coming closer to the master, make them go further, actually. And also we have to understand what is the role of the guru. The role of the guru is to make one transcend the limitation of the mind. So one is so attached to this limitation of everything, but one doesn't want to go beyond that. It's not just to sit and follow the master. No, it is to transform yourself. That's what the guru is here for. It's for you to become back to your divine self. So first, the most important thing is to know that the guru wants you to realize why you are here. What is the purpose for you to be here? And how to transcend this stupid mind, you know. But you see, nobody wants to let go of their mind. When you want to tell them to let go of their mind, what they will do, they will attack you. When you try to help them to transcend their mind, to transcend the limitation, they will attack you. It's like an animal, you know. You try to do good for the animal will bite you first, until the animal is tame. fully. So this is the role of the master. It is an inner journey. When Lord Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita itself, chapter 3, verse 42, like he said, superior to the body is the senses. Superior to the senses is the mind. Superior to the mind is the intellect. And superior to the intellect is He who dwells within, So when we take this verse itself, you see this is a journey itself. In this verse, Bhagavan Krishna said that this is the journey that we have to go through. But yet, one is stuck to the three limitation things, which is the body, the mind, and the intellect. So seated into this free mode of limitation, one wants to understand the unlimited. It is difficult. First, you have to let go of it. That's why in verse 43, of chapter 3, he said, ones who have known, but the one which is seated within, the Atma itself is beyond the intellect, slay, the enemy, slay the enemy of desire. So he said, how you would slay it is only by the self itself. So as much as you are centered inside of yourself, in the form when you sit in meditation, for example, you are fully absorbed into that divine consciousness inside of you. So that great observer of things, which is seated inside, is observing everything. The Atma. So beyond the Atma, it is only the Supreme Lord Himself. You are just which is seated inside, guiding and observing everything, non-attached to anything of the outside, but yet everybody felt into the claws of this delusional world, thinking, yes, I am doing this, I am doing that. So this is the journey which the Master really wanted to take you out of that delusion which countless of lives you have called I. Who is this I? In the Bhagavad, the Canto 6, chapter 16 of Bhagavad, there is a beautiful story, of King Chitraketu. His son died. He was crying terribly, lamenting. In spite of having all the knowledge of the self itself, he was crying. Here we can see very often people fall into this delusion, in spite of having knowledge of the self, yet they fall into that delusion. When we see the story where he is explaining about how this king who have great knowledge, which have been given by sage Angira and Narada itself, but yet they are completely depressed. Being in such has a proximity of great sages like that, doesn't change anything. So Vedavyas, which were there also, said, okay, I'll bring your son back. So he brought his son back to life and said, look, my dear child, dear soul, you have come. Your father, your mother are crying for you. Now it's up to you whether you want to stay here or you go back. They are crying for you. So the son said, there's a beautiful verse here that said, who among them are my mother and fathers? I have many lives as gods, as animals, as humans, and so on. Who will I call my mother and father? Who is these people who I can say, yes, they are mine? So the same thing, Arjun was crying for his son. On the battlefield when Lord Krishna called back Abhimanyu back to life. So Abhimanyu came and said, who are you calling? Who do you think I am? Who do you think that I am? You're saying I am your son, but I had countless of mothers and fathers. This is the thing. When one is seated in ignorance of not knowing who you are truly, who is this mother, who is the mother and father, who is the real mother and father? It is the Lord Himself, because that eternal Atma comes from Him. And it is only Him who, in the process of life, bring the Guru to remind one of one duty here. So following the Guru, it's to follow his teaching. And for that, you must learn to listen. Very often, actually, it's sadly that very often people go on the spiritual path, but they are already full. Their mind is already packed full of things. They go on the spiritual path just as a show, just to say, yes, I am spiritual. But to be on the spiritual, you have to be empty to be able to receive. So when you're empty, you let go of all so-called knowledge, then the Master can fill you. Here I see very often you tell the devotee things. They hear only what they want. Even yesterday itself, I told one of the devotee, call somebody. After 1 hour, the devotee was still sitting there quietly. And then they just tell you, oh, I didn't understand. But like that, you see, you can see that people, even if they are near to the Guru, because of their lack of really understanding about themselves firstly, they don't get even the most simple things, about just listening to what the Guru said. Sometimes you call them, you tell them clearly something, you can be very clear about something, but yet when they do, they will always do what their mind dictates them. So you see, in this world, even being near to the Guru, doesn't mean that you will escape that if you don't work upon yourself. So that's why sometimes you see devotee which is in the world, they take the teaching of the Guru more to their heart, and they feel the Guru and the omnipresence of the Guru more with them than those which is sitting near the Guru. So answering to your question, you see, it is not about being near to the Guru physically or far away. It's about listening what the Guru is telling you and try to put it into practice.
Dear Guruji, does spiritual growth ever get easier? It seems the more I practice, the tougher it becomes to advance. Is it meant to be like that?
No, it is not like that actually. You see, more you practice, something have to become easy. It is a natural state itself, The point is, when you're practicing it, you see, more you're practicing, more you feel that you have to put more pressure upon yourself. You're not relaxed. Spirituality is about taking it in an easy way. Relax yourself, be disciplined with yourself. But if you are already putting pressure upon yourself, how can you relax? Then it becomes very difficult. So normally, when you practice something in life, you become expert in it. Yes or no? I guess it is yes. But if you are practicing and yet you are not yet becoming expert, meaning that you have to change certain things in yourself. Learn to do whatever you do with a relaxed way. Even spirituality, actually, spirituality should not be practiced with tension. You must love what you are doing. If you don't love what you do, of course it will become more complicated. That's why very often people say, I've been practicing very hard, but yet I don't see any things happening. You know how easy it is to, for example, if you just discipline yourself in chanting the divine name itself. Sometimes people say, why should I chant, because it's so simple, what would that do? But that is the most easy thing that God have given. Like I was telling the story of Sitaramam Karnat last time, being such a great yogi, yet Bhagavan said, go and spread my name to the people. And when you chant the divine name, so let's observe a little bit what is happening. It is a transformation, actually. That transformation which has happened is that you're forgetting about your limited self, but you're focusing upon the supreme reality which is dwelling within you, which is Bhagavan himself, in the form of his name. And the name have that vibration itself. There's this beautiful story, and there was once a gathering, actually, of sages. After Lord Rama have finished fighting, killing Ravana, and came back to his kingdom, so there was a gathering of sages. The sages like to analyze things. They like to go deeper into understanding, because it's not for them. It is through their service that nowadays you have the Bhagavad, you have all the holy scriptures that help humanity. So like that, they were analyzing who is greater, the name of Bhagwan, Sri Ram, or Ram as the personality himself. So this big discussion, some were saying the name is greater, the other one was saying no, the Ram, which is the personality, is greater. So Narada was looking at them. I said, listen, so they turned to Narada because Narada is closer to Srimad Narayana and it is very dear to him. I said, okay, you which is so dear to the Lord, please tell us who is closer, who is greater, the name of Bhagwan or Bhagwan himself? So Narada said, listen, I will give you your answer in a few days' time. So Narada was thinking, and he said, okay, let me teach them now. Let me give them an example. So he said, okay, the best way to teach them, I need the help of Hanumanji. So he went to Hanuman and said, Hanumanji, listen, I want help. I want to help these people, but for that you have to help me. The Hanumanji listened to him and he was very happy. So he said to Hanuman, tomorrow go to sage Vishwamitra, which is the guru of Rama, go and create some havoc, create some mischief, and that he get very angry on you. So then the rest you don't need to worry, I will take care of. So Hanumanji said, okay, fine. If that is for the the best of humanity, I will do that. So next day he went and create a big havoc in the ashram of Vishwamitra. And Vishwamitra was very angry with him. And he was ready to punish him. Then he said, I can't punish such a great devotee of Lord Rama, so let me ask Ram himself to punish him. So Rama was called, he went there to the court and said, listen, this Hanumanji he have been doing so much mischief and he have make so much mess everywhere, and I want you to punish him. So Rama said, with a heavy heart, he can't it's an order from his guru. His guru is asking him to punish his disciple. He have to do it. So the next day, early morning at dawn, Hanuman was there, and Narada told to Hanuman, when they will punish you, when Ram will come, just chant his name. Just chant Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Nothing else. You just close your eyes, be absorbed in chanting the name of Ram. So that's what Hanuman did. Hanuman sat down in deep meditation and introvert himself completely and just chanting the name of Ram, Ram, Ram. So Ram came. Vishwamitra asked him, now you have to punish him. How to punish him? Shoot your arrow at him. So Ram took the arrow and shot at Hanuman. The arrow flew and then fell down. Didn't even reach Hanuman. Second arrow, third, all the arrows that he will send have the same effect. Then said Vishwamitra, said, now you have to use the Brahmastra, which is a divine weapon, like a nuclear weapon, So he said, now you have to use that, because they say once you send the Brahmastra, when it have an aim, it never deviates from that aim. So Ram have to agree. So as Ram was ready to manifest the Brahmastra, Narada came and said to Vishwamitra, Vishwamitra, you are such a great sage, You, which is the symbol of compassion and love, are the guru, you should show that, and you should show forgiveness to Hanumanji. And then Vishwamitra listened to what Narada was saying, and he realized why that this whole inaction was enacted, all this action was enacted for what purpose. So then he forgave Hanumanji, and he asked Ramji to forgive Hanuman. So Narada went to the sages, and the sages bowed down and said, yes, we understood. But the name of the Lord himself, even being so simple, that name can free humanity itself, So even the name is greater than Bhagavan himself. That's why whenever we pray, we call upon, we always use mantra, we always use the name of the Lord, In the name of the Lord, there is no asking, give me this or give me that, There is no purpose to it. It's just to enjoy that feeling, enjoy that relationship, enjoy that inner transformation itself, which is happening in the simplicity of just the chanting of the name itself, So like that, you see, coming to your question, what you ask,
As we get easier.
Things does get easier in life. It depends on how much truly you are in tune with that divinity inside of you. How much in tune you are in tune with the Guru and God inside of you. So for the one which is fully absorbed into that divine relationship, there is no space or time. there is no difficulty. They will embrace everything. And everything, when you have the grace of God with you, it becomes much easier. But when you count upon your own power, then it becomes more difficult. Because your own strength is limited, but the divine within you is unlimited. So hold upon that divine strength inside of you, that grace which God have given you through Guru, and hold upon that. It will become much easier. Jai Gurudev.